It was February 2023 and I traveled all the way to Eindhoven because PSV was going to play versus Sevilla. That day I had one mission. I wanted to get this Croatia 2018 away shirt signed by Rakitic. So after a match, the players are leaving the stadium and get on the bus. Some of them take pictures with fans, and I can remember it took a long time before Rakitic left the stadium. When I saw him, he had this very stoic look on his face and he wanted to hop on the bus immediately. Luckily, he saw my Croatia shirt and he signed it. Guys, in this video, we're not gonna talk about me. No, in this video, I'm gonna share with you, my followers, best stories about getting their shirt signed. The cool thing is that we got stories from all over the world. And I want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to share his experience with me on Instagram DM. Unfortunately, I couldn't feature everyone in this video, but don't worry, there will be a part 2. So I think it's time to start off with the first story. Right guys, the first story I got over here is from Martin and he's from Norway. He's actually got a shirt that was signed by the Brazilian legendary Ronaldo. The Brazil squad of 1998 traveled to Norway and they basically organized this friendly game. He said that he was lucky to meet the players after the game. Oh well guys, as you can see over here, he's got a picture with Ronaldo Nazario. Guys, insane. He's even sent me the picture where you can see Ronaldo sign a shirt, and the signature on the shirt looks so clean as well. The Brazilian Ronaldo is one of the best, if not the best striker ever. And if you can meet him in your home country, you're a lucky guy. Guys, I know every story is unique, but this time we got a very special story. The next story was shared by Jordan. He's from England and he's a Bolton Wanderers fan. So Jordan told me his story is quite unique because in August 2022, he almost died and he survived 2 emergency surgeries. He actually worked for Bolton Wanderers and he was surprised by one of the legends of the club, Kevin Davies. And he actually got offered tickets to go to Wembley to see a game. He told me he even did an interview with Sky Sports. On the match day, I'm pitch side now with my new Wanderers home shirt. I've attached a video, which you can see over here. I got my shirt signed pitch side at Wembley by Kevin Davies. We went to win the game 4-0. Mate, I can only imagine that was such a euphoric moment. I'm really glad you got your shirt signed and that you even did an interview with Sky Sports. I mean, that's something you'll tell your grandchildren about, right? The next story is from Dominic. He's from Germany and he's a Bayern Munich fan. He told me that he drove about 900 kilometers from Germany all the way to the northern part of the Netherlands. He wanted to meet Arjen Robben, but he didn't have any clue if it was gonna work or not. He literally waited for 1 minute. Robben came down the street and he signed all of his shirts. And I gotta say, one shirt really stood out, which you can see over here. It's a Bayern Munich 12-13 home shirt with a beautiful Robben painting on the front of the shirt. And as you can see, Robben signed this shirt on the painting. The shirts even got the Champions League patches. That's a nice detail. Guys, I think shirts don't get much better than this. This is such a unique piece and especially the story behind it. I mean, 900 kilometers is a lot, especially if you live in Europe or in the Netherlands. Like, Netherlands is a tiny country. You know, it's quite of a time investment if you decide to drive 900 kilometers to a city where a football player lives. I'm really glad it worked out and you got all of your shirts signed. Next up, we got Football Autographs Official from New York and he shared the following story with me. I got the shirt signed this year in August when Milan came to New York for preseason. I was waiting at the hotel with my brother and Leo signed his Milan shirt. He unfortunately didn't sign my Portugal jersey, but later on, a Milan staff member came out to chat with me. After talking for a while, he asked me what I was waiting for, and I showed him my shirt. He said, "Give me the shirt, I'll go get it signed for you." After a couple of moments, he came back with the shirt signed for me. I'm so thankful for Milan's kind staff. Man, I would be so happy as well because imagine you're waiting with your brother and you both got a shirt from the same player. That player in question sees both of you, but he decides to sign only one shirt. I think me and my brother wouldn't be good friends that day. Of course I'm kidding guys, but it's so random to me. Why would you only sign one shirt? If 2 guys are next to each other with a shirt with your name on the back, probably takes 5 seconds to sign the second one. But anyway, mate, I'm really glad you got this shirt signed. It's a beauty as well, and I can imagine you felt relieved because I perfectly know the struggle of waiting and, you know, not getting your shirt signed. It happens sometimes. But yeah, it is what it is. Next up, we got the first story from my country, the Netherlands, shared by Footgraphs. He told me that he got this shirt signed by Gyökeres, you know, the striker, the Swedish striker who plays at Sporting Lisbon. After PSV played a game in the Champions League, he had to wait for 2 hours at the airport, but 45 minutes before their flight, the Sporting squad finally arrived. The players were all in a rush and the security wasn't nice. His top priority was Gyökeres, and he was in the back of the bus, so I assume he was one of the last players to get off the bus. But he managed to get his shirt signed, but he forgot to take a picture. So he ran after Gyökeres and still managed to take a picture with him, which you can see over here. Well mate, all I can say about this story is that it's such an adrenaline rush when you suddenly see that all the players are arriving and you're just looking for that one specific player you really need. The feeling of getting a shirt signed by a player you really like is just unbelievable. So mate, well done. The next story was shared to me by Alexander and he is from Sweden. He actually managed to meet Marek Hamšík and he got his Göteborg shirt signed by him. He told me that he met him and the team at the training ground and he signed a shirt. Unfortunately, he couldn't take a picture with Hamšík because everyone was in a rush, but he's still very happy that he got a shirt signed by him. And guys, if we look at this signature, it looks so nice. You can really tell Hamšík has got a nice signature because he put the effort in creating a nice signature in the first place. Because not every autograph is as extensive as this one. It really depends on the player. Next story was shared to me by Thomas and he's from Iceland. He shared the following story. I got a signed shirt from Ori Oskarsson, an Icelandic player who plays for Real Sociedad, is the most expensive player in their history. I was at the match Iceland-Montenegro and it was pouring rain and I had to wait for an hour maybe. My phone didn't work and I was soaking wet. But when I saw Ori, he came instantly when he saw the shirt even though it was pouring rain. And guys, I've also been in a situation where it's raining heavily and you still want to get your shirt signed. Well, I can tell you, not many players like rain. But you know, the fact that Ori still signed his shirt is amazing. Massive respect to this player. The next story, ladies and gentlemen, was shared to me by Emil and he is from Belgium. And in my opinion, he managed to get his shirt signed by an absolute baller. Because he told me last November, Serbia played a friendly match versus Belgium. Last minute, they changed the stadium where the game was going to be played. So Emil found out last minute that this game was actually going to be played in his hometown. After the match, he went to the parking lot with several shirts. But unfortunately, none of the players were keen on signing his shirts. The last player who arrived to this parking lot actually did sign his shirt. And he was the only player who signed. And guess who it was? Dusan Vlahovic. Emil told me that Vlahovic was about to hop on the bus, but then he saw a Juventus shirt and he immediately signed it. That's a nice story because at some point you lose all hope, but then a player sees your shirt and he still decides to come and sign it. Guys, I always say the following when it comes to getting your shirt signed. The opportunity is gone if the plane has taken off or if the bus has driven away. I've been in so many situations where the security told me, you're not gonna get any autographs. Believe me, it's better for you to go home. But in my mind, I was like, no. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna make it happen. And you saw with this example, if you don't give up, you can make it happen. The next story is coming from Razvan, all the way from Romania. He said that he got the home shirt of his team signed and his team is, and let me pronounce this right, Unirea Alba Iulia. His shirt was actually signed by 3 legends who played for this club. And he actually also sent me a picture that he's getting the shirt signed over here. And this is what the shirt looks like. It looks very old school, but I like it. It gives me Juventus vibes. And it's even manufactured by Lotto. And on the back, we got the number 5 and 3 signatures. Not every team is as popular, but it doesn't mean that the shirt is boring. Quite on the contrary, I think the shirt looks amazing. The next story was shared to me by Ashwin. He lives in Germany. He actually works for Adidas, and the German national team was staying in his office for the Euro 2024. He was lucky enough to attend a few public training sessions. And after a training session, he told me the players took the time to sign some autographs. Ashwin is a big Barcelona fan, so he brought a Barcelona shirt, which is manufactured by Nike. But the practice was happening in Adidas, so it was kind of contradictory, he told me. And there was a huge crowd in front of all of the players. But he managed to get to the front, and that's exactly where Ter Stegen was standing. So he sent me a picture of this signed shirt. I like the fact that he got his own name on the back and that Ter Stegen signed it in the number 1. And then Ashwin told me, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to take a picture with Ter Stegen. But in the end, there was another practice session and I was able to get a picture with Ter Stegen, and Ter Stegen even recognized him and he smiled again. Memory to cherish for a lifetime. Man, I can completely understand, especially if you're a Barcelona fan and you got the chance to meet Barca's goalkeeper. That's huge. Yes guys, we're moving to the Netherlands because Thomas shared his story with me. He's got an original Dutch national team shirt with Van Bronckhorst on the back. At some point he met Van Bronckhorst in his neighborhood. That's crazy. And then he asked him if he could sign his shirt. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any pictures or videos because Van Bronckhorst was in a hurry. But he's very happy with this shirt because after 14 years, it's still in amazing condition. And as you can see, we got a nice signature on there as well. Guys, do you remember that crazy Van Bronckhorst goal at the World Cup of 2010 versus Uruguay? I know he scored that goal in the home shirt, but I think this away shirt looks even better, especially with signature. And guys, we got another story from the Netherlands because 18 Vitesse Arnhem 92 shared his story with me. He told me that things didn't go well for his club and they just needed a good transfer. So at some point, Haji Musa joined Vitesse and he was the perfect striker they needed. He made a cardboard for Haji Musa so he would notice him, and he actually promised that he would give his shirt after the last game of the season. And this was actually the game versus Ajax. So he told me after a match he had to wait for 1 hour and there was even a thunderstorm. Haji Musa came outside and he got his match wearing shirt. And man, and I'm glad he kept his promise. The next signed shirt story was shared to me by Jonathan, and he's from Germany. Because after the Borussia Dortmund squad arrived to the airport, after reaching the Champions League final last season, he got the BVB Champions League shirt signed by the following players: Malen, Kobo, Hummels, Brandt, and the manager Terzic. And as you can see, he framed the shirt as well. Looks amazing with all those different signatures. And I know Jonathan is a huge BVB fan. So imagine your team makes it to the Champions League final after beating PSG. The team arrives at the airport of your hometown and you get to see all the players and some of them sign your shirt. I think that's a unique memory you'll never forget. From Germany, we gotta go all the way to Singapore because Jersey Guy Singapore shared his story with me. He's got 2 shirts signed by Heung-min Son. Yes, 2. That's insane. He told me the following: Korea came to my country for a World Cup qualifier match. We waited at the airport for 3 hours, but none of the Koreans stopped. The first day, we waited outside their hotel for 6 hours, but no one stopped or signed. The next day, they went to the hotel again, and this time, Son came over and he signed about 80% of all the stuff he could sign. Patience does pay off. Shout out to Sonny. I think Heung-min Son is one of the players that's definitely high up there on my list of players I still want to get an autograph from. I mean, these are the shirts he got signed, and honestly guys, the white shirt has got such an amazing autograph. I think this is one of the best autographs I've ever seen. First of all, it's a huge signature which is very visible, and it's a very complicated one as well with all the curves and lines. So mate, I can completely understand that you're super happy, especially after all the hours of waiting outside the hotel and at the airport. And yes, you're definitely right, patience does pay off. And you see, after 3 days of waiting, Heung-min Son signed as many things as he could. The next story is from Croatia and it was shared to me by Roko. He's got this Hajduk split shirt signed by the following players: Perisic, Gattuso, crazy legend, Livaja, and of course the legend himself, Rakitic. Roko told me that he will frame it very soon and I would never sell it because it brings me back some good memories. And he even shared this image with me that one of the players, it's Livaja actually, is signing his shirt, and it looks like this is from live TV actually. So yeah man, it's crazy to have all these Croatian legends on your shirt. And the last story I'm gonna share with you guys in this video comes all the way from the United States, and it was shared to me by James. He told me that he went to the Everton versus Roma game in the preseason and we were sat right behind the bench. They tried to get Dybala's signature because he was a substitute. Right after a game, Dybala came to sign James' shirt, which you can see right over here. And I think this was the only shirt Dybala signed over there. So he got this Roma 23-24 home shirt signed, and you can see it signed it with a nice black marker in the orange number. I actually got this shirt myself as well. And yeah man, I can completely understand you're super happy because yeah, I know the feeling. Dybala is one of my favorite players as well. But this is a beautiful shirt, and especially for people in the US, I think it's very special to meet football players because they don't go to the US that often. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. I'm sorry if I didn't feature you, but don't worry, I'll probably make a part 2 of this video. It brought me a lot of joy to read all of your amazing experiences and stories when it comes to getting shirts signed. I know that you can definitely cherish these moments for a lifetime because they feel so euphoric, especially if you've been waiting for a long time outside the hotel or at the airport. For now, I'm gonna say thanks for watching this video and I hope to see you very soon.